Hi, welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles. This week, another sheriff is coming to town, a new supervisor, and Give If You Can. All that and more, the Oxford News begins right now. Starting with an M24 update, both northbound and southbound lanes are really open, just in time too, because the Oxford Township substation is adding another Oakland County Sheriff deputy to their staff. The Township Board voted 7-0 to amend its 2019-2021 Law Enforcement Services Agreement with Oakland County to add an afternoon sheriff deputy, giving the substation 20 deputies all in all. Sergeant Frank Lentz told the board the second shift is the busiest, so logic demands the officer be added to the second shift to reduce wait time and to allow the station to engage in proactive policing, consistent of strategies and practices designed to prevent and reduce crime. It's official, former Township Supervisor Bill Dunn is retired, and new Township Supervisor Jack Curtis is already on the job. The 29-year Oxford resident ran unopposed in the November election and officially began his tenure 17 days later. Just in case you don't know Jack, he's served on the Planning Commission for both Township and Village Boards, chairs the Water and Sewer Committee, serves on the Economic Development Committee, and is involved with the Oxford Community School Career and Technical Education Program. Welcome, Jack. In case you're wondering, the flags in front of the Oxford Township Hall are being flown at half-staff by order of the governor. Last week, Governor Whitmer ordered U.S. and Michigan flags at all public buildings and grounds across the state of Michigan to be lowered to half-staff for 10 days to honor and mourn 10,000 Michigan residents who died from COVID. That's 1,000 persons a day for the next 10 days. Neighbors Feeding Neighbors wants you to know you don't have to go hungry. Every Wednesday night at the United Methodist Church on Burdick Street, starting at 5:30 p.m., a volunteer crew serves fresh, hot meals to all who need them. First come, first serve until dinners run out. Members of the public are asked to remain in their vehicles while the meals are being loaded. In addition, they also hand out bags of groceries when available. The past several weeks, Patrick Hengst of Wood Chips has been supplying the meals. Money for milk and eggs have been donated by several community members. And then you want to see Patrick, who told Fox News' Trace Gallagher of how he's helping his employees and community members survive the COVID restrictions imposed on the restaurant industry. Let's watch.
Yeah, and I think it's worth noting, Patrick, that you, in the run-up to Thanksgiving, gave away some 70 turkeys, and now you're about to feed some 500 people in the Neighbors Feeding Neighbors program there. You're also not taking a paycheck, and you're really saying, look, you're just trying before the holidays to keep your employees employed.
That's exactly right. We've been operating as a nonprofit for this 3-week pause period. My paycheck's been donated back. My owners, any profit that we're making is going into a pool where we're providing Christmas bonuses for our team. We've also been able to preserve all of their jobs. Nobody's forced to be there. They were all offered voluntary layoffs, but they wholeheartedly support us. Beyond that, we've been able to build up quite the community fund, which we have to be able to do all those things that you mentioned, as well as provide several $1,000s worth of care packages to local laid-off restaurant workers. We have a lot more great ideas in the mix to be able to take care of our community, but we do have to also watch out because the government has threatened greater fines against us. That led us to start our Season Assist GoFundMe campaign. So hopefully with that, being able to protect from those fines robbing from our community cause, we can make sure we can continue to do all the good for the massive amounts of people in our area alone that really need a helping hand.
Thank you for doing all you do, Patrick. The Oxford Chamber Director, Amy Desautels, and crew are determined to spread holiday spirit with their Slay the Day event last week. Tables were set up in the park where a buzz of activity when they handed out Santa letter writing kits and goodie bags from local businesses. Shoppers chased down the elusive Christmas tree for a photo op and a chance to win $100. And partnering with the Village Police, the Chamber helped collect Toys for Tots, filling the Chief's Tahoe with toys. There's still time to donate toys with a drop box at the Village offices. In addition, the Chamber sponsored the first ever bridge lighting and arranged for the tree in the park to be decked with thousands of lights to guide the shoppers through the Christmas season. Congratulations, Amy, you did a lot of hard work. In addition to the spirit of giving, the Oxford Food Pantry's annual Christmas gift drive is different this year. According to the program co-chair Michelle Beam, the program is only giving out Meijer gift cards instead of physical toys due to COVID. Donations made by last Saturday will be used by Fish clients across Oxford, Orion, Addison, and Oakland townships to buy presents for their children. This year, Fish is also giving out cards to over 100 children from 52 families. Anyone wishing to donate can send a check made out to Oxford Orion Fish and write Angel Fish in the memo and on the envelope. As for groceries, Oxford Meijer has partnered with Fish through the holiday season to give, Simply to Give, programs which run through January 2nd. The Village of Leonard is spreading holiday cheer with their tradition of tree lighting outside Rowland Hall last week. According to Village President Mike McDonald, they weren't sure if they could do it due to the COVID regulations, but the simple matter of flipping a switch was done, and happily and safely. His career points of over 1,000 makes him the second leading scorer in 2020 Oxford Wildcat history, and for Trey Townsend, that gives him a chance to choose where he will continue his academic career. The 6'6", 200-pound basketball player has chosen to be his point athletic journey to the Oakland Golden Grizzlies, a choice he says was an easy one. Both his mother Nicole and father Skip played hoops on that court. Townsend and his teammates experienced an unusual off-season because of the pandemic, but were able to begin the 2021 campaign in the Xavier International against the Musketeers in Cincinnati, Ohio, in which Townsend started and finished with 6 rebounds, 2 points, and 2 steals. All in all, it looks like Townsend's going to be a dependable player for the Grizzlies. Well, that's it for Oxford News this week. If you'd like to learn more about these stories and others, pick up a copy of the Oxford Leader newspaper or check our the Oxford Charter Township Facebook page, or better yet, you can catch us on the Charter Channel 191, AT&T Channel 99, our Facebook page, or YouTube. I'm Terry Stiles. Thanks for watching Oxford News This Week, where we bring your news closer to home.
Welcome to Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, General Motors will launch a trailer-capable version of its Super Cruise technology on the 2022 GMC Sierra Denali. GMC has said. The driver assist hands-free technology is now available only on Cadillac models. The Chevrolet Bolt EV will also be equipped with Super Cruise next year. The enhanced version of Super Cruise will enable trailering of the 80% of Sierra drivers who tow, Phil Brook, Vice President of Marketing for Buick and GMC, said at a media briefing on December 8th. Super Cruise will be available on the late 2022 model year light-duty pickups, GMC says. Super Cruise, which utilizes a driver attention system, LiDAR mapping, data camera, sensors, and GPS, is available on more than 200,000 miles of compatible roads in the U.S. and Canada. GM said in February that Super Cruise will be available on 22 nameplates by 2023. The technology launched on the now-defunct Cadillac CT6. This year, Cadillac launched it on the 2021 Escalade, CT4, and CT5. And on the recall front, Kia Motors Corporation said on December 5th it's recalling 295,000 U.S. vehicles for engine fire risks. The automaker said the recall covers some 2012 to 2013 model year Sorento, 2012 to 2015 Forte and Forte Coupe, 2011 to 2013 Optima Hybrid, 2014 to 2015 Soul, and 2012 Sportage vehicles because an engine compartment fire can occur while driving. Dealers will inspect the engine compartment for fuel or oil leaks, perform an engine test, and make any repairs, including an engine replacement, as necessary. Kia says it's currently developing a knock sensor detection system software update. Kia said, based on NHTSA's recommendation, it had made the decision to recall certain Kia vehicles as a preventative measure to mitigate any potential fire risk. Hyundai on December 4th recalled 129,000 U.S. vehicles because connecting rod bearings may wear prematurely, which over time can result in engine damage and increase fire risks. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. We'll be right back. Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. China's Chang'e 5 is bringing back the first moon rocks in 44 years. Chang'e 5 is on the last leg of its mission on the moon. After a visit to the lunar surface lasting less than 48 hours, it is back in orbit around the moon and ready to bring back its samples so that scientists on Earth can analyze them. The spacecraft consists of an orbiter, re-entry capsule, a lander, and an ascent stage, and launched on November 23rd aboard a Long March 5 rocket. It landed on the moon on December 1st. It is China's first sample return mission, making the nation only the third after the U.S. and Soviet Union to bring back rocks and dust from the moon. Chang'e 5 landed in an unexplored area of the moon called Oceanus Procellarum, or the Ocean of Storms. Most of the areas that have been sampled on the moon are about 3 billion years or older. Scientists estimate that the rocks in Chang'e 5's landing area are less than 2 billion years old based on the layering of the craters in the area. Once we get samples back on Earth, we will have a better idea of how old these volcanic rocks are. That's crucial because on other worlds, the only way we can tell the age of an area on the surface is by analyzing the craters. There is no direct way to confirm these ages. By comparing the age directly measured from the samples to the age inferred from the craters on the moon, we can create a link between those methods of analysis that will also be useful on other crater-pocked worlds like Mars and Mercury. After Chang'e 5 landed, it almost immediately began digging into the lunar surface. It has two mechanisms to get samples both from the surface and underground: a robotic arm with a scoop to collect surface soil and a drill to collect a core about 2 meters deep. The sampling had to be done quickly. The spacecraft is only solar powered and doesn't have the heaters it would have needed to survive the frigid lunar night, so sampling had to be finished within a single lunar day at most, and that's about 14 Earth days. After the drilling was done, the samples were loaded into the ascent stage, which launched back off the moon to reunite with the orbiter and re-entry capsule. The re-entry capsule, full of samples, is expected to land in Inner Mongolia in mid-December. If all goes well, that will be when the work of analyzing the new stash of moon rocks begins. Well, that's it for Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
Children remember 2020 as a year of fear and division? Maybe. As the year we all gave up? Never. At UNICEF, we're committed to building a better future for every child, and we won't stop. Together, we can ensure the legacy of this difficult year won't be fear and division, but rather humanity's response to it. UNICEF, we won't stop until the rights of every child are protected.